Well, hello there. Konbawa. Good night to you all. So this is almost dawn here, but still night. So uh, I kinda wake up well, quite early, so I decided to check out if uh, new anime episodes are already here, and indeed, Kakumeiki Valvrave episode 7 was already out. So I just watched the episode, and now I will present you the review for episode 7 of Kakumeiki Valvrave or Valvrave the Liberator. So this episode starts in an interesting way, let's say on that way. This episode actually starts 200 years after the the Valvraves appear, and I think that it's already the age of the third galactic rage. So it's interesting, and we see Rukino uh, as a woman in, I guess she is no longer a teenager, and she is fighting some mecha on space, and the guy that she's fighting at the end kinda recognizes her as one of the Great Seven. So, and after she destroys the mecha, she kinda reveals his face after withdrawing the helmet from her head, and she kinda look at a medallion. So I guess this medallion will have a photo with all the other pilots of the Valvrave, but it also, I think it implies that 200 after the events of the series, apparently she is the only survivor of the Valvrave team. I guess that's the meaning of it. Then the episode starts, and we again go to current time stories. So we have Haruto with the president of the student council, the blonde guy Satomi, the blonde girl also, the guy with the white shirt, Rukino, yeah, obviously, Shoko, and another girl that is kind of a friend of Rukino, Shoko, and even Naruto called, um, well, I don't remember, Anita. I think it's Anita, but I'm not sure. Uh, and Naruto is explaining to all that are present, and also the teacher Nanami is also there, and he's kind of explaining to them that there are other Valvraves, and Satomi is trying to take all the Valvraves remaining under the control of the student council, and he claims that he is the elected representative of the students and so on. And Naruto opposes this because he continues to not those he does not want others to suffer the same fate he now has, like Rukino also has. And then after a small discussion, they kind of decided to vote, and Satomi goal is defeated, because his claim is that he was an elected democratic member of the student council. So they decided to vote, and they decided to keep that a secret, only known to this group. Um, and then we change space, we go to Shoko and Rukino and other girls are kind of trying to cook. Shoko is the one that is doing it, and she kind of makes a veggie meal, and then she kind of makes Rukino taste it, and she at the end she is liking it, and then the other girls comes and so on. At the same time, Satomi is quite upset on the student council room about what happened earlier, and we also see the guy that is kind of a bully in a way. The guy, I think it's Yamada, the guy that already tried to steal the Valvrave from Haruto. He's kind of trained. I guess it's judo, karate, something, or some other martial art. And it's interesting because this guy actually has the right spirit to be a soldier and eventually a pilot of the Valvrave. So I guess this guy is a strong candidate to become one of the pilots of the remaining Valvraves. That's my opinion. Then we have an image with Adrei, the guy from the Dorsha that infiltrated in module 77, 77, 177, and he's kind of taking pictures. I guess it's the hangar or the lab where the Valvraves were developing, and he's kind of recollecting intel, eventually to hand over to Commander Kane of the Darshan fleet. And then we also see Elf that he is kind of doing something because the girl that is always at the computer, the sister of the Satomi, is kind of watching over the place, and LL kind of identifies a camera, and so on. And later on, we discover that she was tied up, and then we see LL going to the place where Shoko and the others are, and he kind of takes them all hostage, and he presents a memo saying, kind of preparing or wanted to make the members of the academy army, and is kind of how to make an army or how to make a pilot selection for the Valvraves and so on. And Shoko refuses initially, and then this guy Yamada kinda breaks away from the entrapment of LL and kinda is able to go to that place, and then he attacks LL with Rukino, but LL takes them out easily and ties them out up, and he also renders all the other members on that room unable to do whatever. And then we have a conversation between Anita, yes, that is on the hangar of the Valvraves, jointly with Haruto, and they are kind of talking, and she is kind of supporting Haruto and telling him that she sees him as a guy that was chosen by God to help them and to free them and so on. And Naruto is kind of comforted by their words because it's better to add some positive aspects to his condition. And it's quite interesting because this girl also has a small flashback about her past when she meets Rukino and so on. And it's a nice girl. Then Haruto and her this girl kinda hear the message of LF because he takes hostage all the students, school members, because he kinda act in the system and kinda control all the doors and all the system or the internal system of the school. So then he appears on, he orders Haruto to go to the place where the Valvrave is, and then he appears behind Haruto, and Haruto is quite surprised because he was thinking that LL was still at the school building, but he kind of delayed the transmission to the place where Haruto was. That does enable him to again predict the movements of Haruto and kind of take him by surprise. So, and then they start talking, but Adre kind of appears and begins shooting Haruto and Elf, and he kind of wounds Haruto, and then they have a small battle, and then one of the Darshan mechas kinda enters in the place, and apparently the group that was all around LL kinda is trying to make a surprise assault inside the module after the infiltration mission of Adre, and the guy that comes is the short guy with red hair, Kuvir, and Adre kinda goes inside the mecha, and the other guy, instead of trying to capture LL or Haruto, he kinda begins shooting and destroying parts of the hangar. Then eventually the professor kinda goes to the place where Shoko, Rukino, and the other girls are, and he kinda frees Rukino, and Rukino goes, and she is able to go to his Valvrave, and she kinda exits to fight the Darshans. But before that, LL wasn't able to kinda block the movements of Kivir, the mecha, and send him off. And then Rukino is kind of fighting, and but she is kind of rendered, you know, she cannot move because one of the guys of the Darshan army called H. Noon, something like that, he kind of renders the movement of her Valvrave, kind of stops him from moving. So, and then Haruto is seriously wounded because of the attack of Kivir, and then LL kind of decides to let Haruto bite him because LL is not certain if he can pilot a Valvrave. And again we see the predictions and the planification of LL coming to fruition, because when we see when Rukino is almost captured, the red Valvrave appears and starts battling the Darshans, and we see LL's body, but it's Haruto that is controlling the body, and he kinda is reading the notes that LL gave him, and basically he is the tactician behind all the movements that Haruto is doing, and due to that Haruto is able to fend off the Darshan surprise attack, and the Darshans withdraw, and he kind of frees Rukino. But at the same time we see that the guy with the white shirt kind of goes to the hangar, and then he kind of starts yelling or screaming because the girl that was talking with Haruto, Anita, died in the process. When Kivir attacked the hangars, apparently she was killed. So this is actually the first casualty of people close to Haruto, to Kino, and apparently to the main characters. And apparently she died in the process. And roughly, this is the episode. So this episode was like the previous one. It was an excellent episode. It was packing with action, also with story development and character development, especially on the parts of Elf, because we see a scene when Haruto, after finishing off the battle with the Darshans, he kinda grabs a photo that Elf has in his pants, and is a photo of a girl. And when he kinda looks to the photo, uh, he feels that he starts to cry, and then he cries a lot. And so this girl, I don't know what this girl is to Elf, if she is, if he is in love of her, if they are family. Uh, Also, Adre also apparently is a prince of the Darshan Empire, and he kinda wants LL as his right hand man. This happened when LL is confronting Adre, or Adre is confronting LL, and LL says that he already has his own right hand, and it's Naruto. So he kind of reveals, without revealing, that he also wants to take power. Uh, but this episode was quite good because LL again is the boss of planning, strategy, and so on, and this is clearly clear. Uh, and LL kinda has a point. If these guys intend to survive, they need, liking or not liking, they need to form an army, or in the least a small group that can fight back the Darshans with the base of the Valvraves. So the point of LL is quite valid for the situation, because the other students are kinda, ooh, we are living our dream. However, they are forgetting that they are at war, and when they are at war, they need soldiers to fight that war. They need training. They need making some kind of military force to defend themselves. Because, like we have seen on this episode, Rukino was rendered immobile. She was not able to move because the Dorshans kinda sealed their move. Haruto was quite injured, and if it was not the decision of LL to allow him to bite him and transfer bodies, the, all the students were condemned because they would be taken over by the Dorshans. So LF has a quite good point. And if even if Haruto does not like the idea, and even if Shoko also does not like the idea, if they intend to survive in the future, they need to have some kind of military corps created to defend themselves. And LL again is on the right. So, um, this episode was quite good. I liked it a lot. We have story progression. It was very good. We have a lot of action. It's also very good to a mecha anime. We learn a little more about the Darshan, especially about Adrai, and apparently is a high ranking noble in the Empire. We also discover that probably the reason why Elf wants to take power is because of the girl on that photo. The remaining question is, who is that girl? And Haruto naivety basically costs the life of one of his friends, the girl, Anita. And well, this is my review for Kakumeiki Valvrave episode 7 or Valvrave the Liberator. Hope you enjoy, stay well, peace, see you soon.